My idea for this video is about a situation that for years and years repeated itself, and I feel like this month I finally cracked the code. The situation came, but it came with a totally different outcome that I am really proud of myself because it was a real job to get here. And I am sure that many people will be able to relate here because it felt like life was testing me, and every time I would fail and fail and fail because it was the same situation. Every time I would panic and cry and ask God, why are you doing this to me again? Why do I have to go through this again? It broke a little bit my relationship with God in a sense that it was like, why are you doing this cruelty with me already? Like every time I have to go through this, I cannot do it anymore. It is like my wound was being opened over and over again. The same wound, the same place. And every time would be the same series of events, the same conversation with the same people, the same pain, the same feeling of being powerless and alone, and like I was not being heard. What else? What else do I need to learn? And I was like desperate to go to the next level because I could not deal with the same pain over and over again, and I was just asking God, please give me another thing, give me something different, because I don't know what else I can learn with the situation. At this point it's only pain, and it was truly only pain because that was all I was allowing myself to feel. So one day I had enough and I started literally screaming with myself, like internally in my mind. I refuse to relive the same loop again. That's enough. No more for me. This is the last time I am allowing myself to go through this situation again. I was super tired and angry, and by the point that I started rationalizing, like calming myself down, I realized that number one, I didn't have the power to solve the complete situation, so I would not have to go through that again in the future. I do not have had any control over if it would come back the same thing again or not. The only thing I have power and I had control in, the only thing I could change at that moment was my reaction. And since when I stopped and rationalized that, I was like, okay, the only thing that I have in my hands now, God, the only thing is my reaction. And that is, since it is the only thing that you gave here in my hands, that is the thing that I'm going to control. That is the thing that I am going to improve. So with time, with the months and years, I started regulating myself better whenever a situation similar to that would come. So you have some reference. It was a situation that involved really important people to me. It felt like a betrayal over and over again, and there was a financial point in the situation as well. So it was like emotional, financial, relational. It was a chaos. So I started doing the best I could with the things I had, and little by little letting go of the control freakiness, because it was something I did not have the power to solve once and for all. So I needed to let go of control, because if I don't, like, if I didn't let it go, it was just something that I was carrying on my shoulders, a heavy thing that I didn't have anything to do with it. And I think the biggest shifts on my mindset was I stopped being such a control freak about things, and I stopped the syndrome of the hero. Like I was the only solution. I was the only one that could make things right. I was the only one who could save. Like I put it myself in a position of a savior. Like in my head, I needed to do something, but I was powerless. So I had to let go of this hero savior syndrome so I could regulate myself and go through that situation. And the understanding that I do not have to carry all the weights of the world on my shoulders. Sometimes, some things that we don't have control, we are literally powerless. Sometimes we have to delegate it to God. And that's what I did. I rationalized the situation. I told myself, okay, the only thing that I have control, that I have the power here, is over myself, how I react. The situation, I don't know when it's coming back. I don't know how I'm gonna solve this. And that is not my problem right now because I do not have the power or the sources to solve it. And that is liberating. You know the situation's there, you know the problem's there, but you just don't, you let it go. You handle it to God and you trust Him that something, somehow, it's going to happen. There is only so many things that you can do in a day. There is only so many things you can solve. There is enough problems to carry. So this right now, it cannot be my problem. I don't know how to solve it, so stand by. I'm not gonna give my energy to it. I'm not gonna panic and cry and like mess my relationship with God because I feel a certain way, because it looks like He's not listening to me. Maybe I am just crying so out loud that I'm not able to hear what He is saying about this. So I'm gonna let the situation right here, I know it exists, but I'm not gonna be involved emotionally with it. I'm not going to engage with it. I'm gonna focus my energy and everything that I am and I have right now on building the person that I want to be in the future, building the person that one day might solve this situation once and for all. With this new attitude that I mastered by going through the fire many times, the same test came again in the beginning of this month, and I was so focused, so sure. I was so focused on myself, on building like, okay, maybe right now I don't have the power to do this, but I am close. I am gonna continue being focused here on myself, on building this situation. I see you, but I'm not involved, like 0% emotionally involved, which made me so proud of myself because that thing would affect me, that I would be like emotionally undisposed for 2-3 days. This time, as I was saying, I was so focused on myself and so sure that somehow something would happen, some solution would appear, and that I did not have to worry about that because I was really good for once at controlling my reaction, and the solution actually came. The solution came. And I could say that this time the situation was actually worse. Like everything that I had as a guarantee, like a solid ground for me, was shaken. But I was just like, everything's gonna work out on my favor. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna live through this, but I was so at peace, so calm that everything will work out, that everything actually worked out. The solution came. It didn't came at once. It came like little by little, like a final test. Okay, no solid ground, but let me give you a small solid for you to step on, and I would step on that. And then 2 days would go by and I would receive another step of solid ground for me to fit myself. The amount of peace that I was feeling, like I mastered controlling my emotions through this. And I believe that it was because I was so sure that something would happen. It's like I could feel it. I could feel that help was on the way and things would solve themselves, because if I can control it, I can solve this right now. I'm not gonna be crazy about it. I lived one day at a time, one step at a time, and it was like God was placing the ground each day for me to step on. And now we are getting at the middle already. Yeah, the middle of the month, and the situation is like completely solved, and I'm like so relieved. The universe took care of the problem. It made a way appear. It took care of the impossible because I focused my energy on the possible, on what I could do. Maybe the test all along was not the situation. Now looking back, I have this realization. Maybe the test all along was who I could become in this process. And now I see that I became someone that does not feed the problem, the situation, with fear, panic, emotional energy. So I became this person that looks at the problem and it doesn't let the problem be bigger or more powerful than I am. But I became someone who stays firm and grounded and faithful in God and on the truth of who I am. To get to this point, it took me like years of building these identity roots, and also made me realize that to heal is a decision. You don't start healing when life stops testing you. You start healing when the same situation, the same pain no longer has the power to destroy you. You no longer give the power away. I really hope this video was helpful for someone who is going through this loop that looks like it is infinite, and you just are tired of it. Life is testing you. Do not panic. Calm down, rationalize the situation, and try to understand and see the things that you actually can do. Focus your energy on those and let the impossible to the all-powerful one. He is a loving Father after all, and He is the help.